Once upon a time, beyond towering mountains and rushing rivers, nestled a village bathed in eternal twilight. This was the village of Dusk Vale, and as their name suggested, the people there knew nothing of stars. For as long as anyone could remember, thick, gloomy clouds had covered the sky, shrouding the heavens from view. Not a single soul in the village had ever seen the night sky, much less its twinkling stars. Only faded legends remained of shimmering lights that had once guided weary travelers. In this village lived a curious and restless boy named Caleb. While the other villagers had long ago come to accept their fate of living in darkness, Caleb often questioned why they were not allowed to look for the stars. He would ask the elders, "Why do we live without stars? Should we not seek them out?" But the villagers would just laugh and say, "Dreamer, do not chase what cannot be found. We live in shadow. Accept it." But Caleb could not accept it. Deep in his heart, he believed that light must exist somewhere, even if totally hidden. One day, Caleb ventured near the edge of the forest that loomed over the village. There, tucked away, he found a small, withered cottage. Inside lived a woman known as the Weaver. Her hands, gnarled like ancient tree roots, worked a loom, weaving cloth of unusual shimmer. Startled by the sudden intrusion, she paused her work, regarding him with eyes as deep and fathomless as the starless night. Yet there was a gentle kindness in their depths that put Caleb at ease. Mustering his courage, Caleb asked, "Why does your fabric glow even when the world is dark?" The old woman smiled gently. "Because I weave from memory," she said, her voice like the rustling of wind chimes. "Long ago, I saw the stars. They live still within me, and so my threads shine." Caleb's eyes widened in wonder. "Then, please," he implored, "teach me how to find them again." The weaver nodded, her gaze distant as if seeing things beyond the confines of their little cottage. "To see the stars once more, you must weave patience, courage, and sacrifice. The sky does not reveal itself to those who want it quickly. Are you ready for the path?" Without hesitation, Caleb said, "Yes." And so began Caleb's arduous journey. The weaver taught him the ancient art of weaving, not with threads and dyes, but with patience, courage, and selflessness. Each night, Caleb sat at his loom, determined to bring light back into his world. At first, his efforts seemed futile. The threads tangled, his fingers ached, and no glow appeared. Discouraged, he almost gave up, wanting to run back to the familiarity of his dark village. But then he remembered the weaver's words, "Only with patience can hidden light be revealed," and so he persevered. Weeks turned into months, and slowly, magically, faint sparks began to appear in his cloth, tiny pinpricks of light. Then one stormy night, his almost complete cloth was torn and scattered by the howling winds and heavy rains. Despondent, he started to rebuild his loom. But the weaver touched his shoulder and said, "The stars shine even in the darkest storms. They do not hide from the darkness, but shine to pierce it. What will you do?" Inspired by her words, Caleb wove bravely through the night. And when dawn broke, his cloth shone brighter than ever before. He realized that courage was not the absence of fear, but the determination to act despite it. Finally, as his cloth neared completion, it began to glow so brightly that it pushed back the surrounding darkness, faintly revealing the night sky. But with every shimmering thread, Caleb felt his strength ebbing away. His hands blistered, his eyes burned from lack of sleep, and he grew thinner and weaker. Then the weaver revealed the final truth. To restore the stars, you must give a piece of yourself. Great light demands great sacrifice. Are you willing to pay the price? Caleb thought of his village and all the people who had lost hope, resigned to their dark fate. He nodded, knowing what he had to do. With his last bit of strength, he poured his very essence, his dreams, his heart, even his life into the loom. When the final thread was woven, the cloth burst into brilliant light. Shooting skyward, it tore the clouds apart, and for the first time in generations, the stars returned to illuminate the night sky. Overjoyed, the villagers poured out of their homes, awestruck by the magnificent sight. Children laughed and pointed. Elders wept tears of joy, and families stood together, gazing up in wonder. But Caleb was nowhere to be seen. In his place, lying in the loom, was the cloth of stars, shimmering and radiant, forever chasing away the darkness. The villagers looked up at the night sky with newfound hope, whispering, "Caleb, the weaver of stars, brought back the light with his patience, courage, and sacrifice." And so the tale of Caleb, the weaver, was passed down through generations, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, hope can be rekindled. All it takes is a little patience, a lot of courage, and a willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice. The end.